Hello and welcome to the MAC weather page for this Friday, January 18th. And if we put the time lapse in motion, you can see yesterday, again, just another one of those cloudy days to add to the filing cabinet that's been this winter. As far as the headlines go, winter storms to hit the far southern part of the state where there are winter storm watches along the southern county, and we'll show you that in a moment. Further north, winter weather advisories for about 1 to 4 inches up to around mid-Michigan, and then again 4 to 7 inches once you get into the southern part of the state. And then we're looking at maybe another significant winter storm as we get into next Tuesday and Wednesday, and we'll show you that in just a moment. As far as current conditions, 28 degrees right now. We got a wind out of the west at 11 miles per hour, humidity 92%. With that wind, the current temperature feels like 17 degrees. No precipitation in the rain gauge, although since midnight, 2/100 of an inch of melted snow. And again, we'll show you that in just a moment. Our normal high for the day is 29. The normal low is 13. And if we look at yesterday, we had a high of 30 and a low of 14. Again, no precipitation yesterday, but with that 2/100 of an inch of melted snow, which equated about 3/10 of an inch of snow this morning, we're at 1.2 for the month and 13.8 inches of snow so far for the season. As far as temperatures around the area, you can see temperatures mainly in the mid-20s to around 30. The warm spot, Jasper at 31, Lakeview, the cool spot at 23, and you can see where our winter weather advisories are for about 1 to 3 inches across the northern areas, 3 to 5 inches once you get down around Lansing, and again, winter storm watches off in the southern county. And I do expect these advisories and possibly warnings to be issued further east across the Detroit National Weather Service area here sometime this morning. On the satellite view, you can see a good flow of moisture coming up from the Gulf. We got a disturbance coming in out of the west. That's going to really begin to get its act together today and then move pretty much east-northeast right across the Virginias, put down a lot of heavy snow, especially across the Ohio Valley. And then once the storm really gets farther to the east, it's going to intensify. One thing we want to watch is to make sure this doesn't get cranking a little bit quicker. If that does, that'll have a tendency to throw the snow, a little heavier snow, back farther to the northwest. So we'll be watching that throughout the next 10, 12 hours here as we go through the day. You can see on the radar some of that snow now beginning to break out and move toward the area. And again, we'll see that snow move into the area here this afternoon. As far as the simulated radar here, through about 10 o'clock tonight, you can see that snow begins to move through Wisconsin here, especially as we get towards the late afternoon into the early evening hours. And again, this takes us again to about 10 o'clock here tonight. You can see that snow begins to advance to the area. As far as the weather map goes, you can see that area of snow as these systems begin to combine and get together here and move to the northeast. Our system that gave us a little bit of a dusting of snow last night now moves off to the east. Our low pressure system across the Arklatex, again, is going to be moving to the east-northeast across the Tennessee Valley and southern Ohio Valley, spreading that heavy snow, freezing rain, even some heavy rain, flash flood guidance, and even some slight risk of severe thunderstorms across the deep south. And as far as precipitation over the next 7 days, you can see we begin to increase the amount of precipitation. Again, much of this will fall in the form of snow, and with a 1/2 inch to 3/4 across much of south central Michigan, and up to an inch of rain or inch of moisture as you get across the southern part of the state. You can see why we expect that we may see a pretty good snowpack begin to develop, and this does even include perhaps a clipper system as we get towards next weekend, which is just past the 7-day outlook. Again, we could see a pretty good snowpack here begin to form across the Great Lakes. As far as over the next 72 hours from the WPC, you can see from around M46 to the south, a good chance of 2 or more inches. You get down about 3 or 4 or 5 inches as you get around the Lansing and Jackson area, and then farther south, southeast lower Michigan. Again, Blissfield, Jasper, Tupperville, and St. Thomas. Looks like a pretty good snow. Not a bad snow for London as well, where you could see up to 5 or 6 inches of snow there. And again, we really need to watch. If this storm begins to strengthen even sooner, we may see some of these heavier snowfalls begin to push north and west here. So again, the next 8-10 hours will be pretty critical as to where that storm ultimately goes. As far as what I think will happen, again, about a trace to an inch once you get up to around the Clare or north of Mount Pleasant area, Rosebush in that area. And then I think as you get into mid-Michigan, about 1 to 3 inches south of this line, down around the Lansing area, 2 to 5 inches, probably more like 3 to 5 inches. And again, southeast lower Michigan, at least 4 to 7 inches, maybe some pockets where there's more than that. So again, on my notes, Blissfield, Jasper, Tupperville, and St. Thomas, enjoy the snow as you look like to be the big winners. As far as the forecast goes today, you can see temperatures climbing up to around 30 degrees with that snow beginning tonight and lasting through Saturday. And then we really cool down. We see temperatures only in the low teens as we get into Sunday and Monday. And Monday we start out at about 4 degrees below zero, and that'll set the stage for a good overrunning situation, I think, with the storm that moves in for Tuesday and Wednesday. Well, this is one we're going to have to keep an eye on, and maybe mid-Michigan will finally get its chance for picking up significant snows as well. Thanks for stopping by, and have yourself a great day, a great weekend, and 73s to all.